How do you become great? Imagine that you're not just thinking of being great, you're living it. Now picture Marcus Aurelius, the Roman ruler, who was dealing with huge power and problems just like the rest of us. His story is not just old history. It's a mirror that shows us our own problems. Not being smart or brave was not in Aurelius's nature. To get these traits, he had to work hard at it, just like you and I do every day. This is about being truly great, not the kind you are born with, but the one you make, one difficult step at a time. How did Marcus do it? Stoicism is a way of thinking that teaches people how to be in charge, not other people, but ourselves. Today, we're going to talk about not only his life, but also how you can use these timeless lessons to get through your own problems. Are you ready to learn more about how these old ideas can help you? Right now, right here, to find greatness that is only yours. Number 1. Refrain from complaining. What if you're in traffic and running late for a meeting while your phone keeps ringing? It's simple to complain over and over, right? But now for a change, that came from the Stoic ruler, Marcus Aurelius. Even if we only complain to ourselves, he taught us that it doesn't help. That's like yelling at the rain to stop. The weather will stay the same. It makes the noise worse. The next thing we should do is train ourselves to stop complaining before they happen. You shouldn't hold your thoughts in. It's about using them in a good way. Instead of being upset about the traffic, you can listen to a podcast or make plans for the day during that time. Turn frustrating times into chances to learn and grow. Now it's important to know the difference between complaining and doing something about it. It's not whining to ask for change, it's taking charge. Instead of dwelling on the problem, work on a cure if something is wrong. Marcus Aurelius thought that problems should be met head-on, not just letting off steam. When you start to feel unhappy, ask yourself, what can I do about this? This change in how you think gives you power. You go from just watching your life happen to being in charge of it. But the truth is that how we feel affects what we experience. A day full of complaints can make you feel heavy and more worn out. On the other hand, a day that starts with the goal of fixing problems feels more satisfying and useful. The point is to make a choice. The next time you feel like making a complaint, stop. Take a break. Take some deep breaths. Try putting your energy into something good or helpful. A simple but powerful change can make a huge difference in not only your day, but also the way you live your life. Adopt this habit and see how it changes the way you deal with people. You'll feel calmer, more focused, and ready to take on problems with a clear head. Number 2. Always keep learning. Marcus Aurelius lived by a rule that doesn't change over time, the never-ending search for knowledge. Picture this: an old ruler who is full of power, but who holds his tablets humbly as he walks off to learn from the philosopher Epictetus. This scene is more than just a piece of history. We can learn a lot from this today. Our world moves quickly, and it's easy to get caught up in the race to succeed and forget that the real way to grow is to connect what people are learning in the US. Imagine that every day is a new page in your own book of knowledge. It's not about getting awards or degrees. It means developing a mind that is always interested in new things and willing to accept them. You can do this by reading a book about a subject you don't know much about, listening to a podcast that makes you think, or just by asking serious questions in the people you talk to every day. Every moment is a chance to learn something. Marcus's story shows us that we can still grow even as we get older or more successful. It's a constant project. By making learning a way of life, you not only improve your mind, but you also develop a sense of respect that helps you stay grounded. Always keep in mind that every step you take toward learning is a step toward becoming a better person. Like Marcus, let's try to be students for life, always eager to discover new things about what we know and how we understand it. Number 3. Pursue excellence. Alexander the Great. Even though their name is linked to knowledge and strength, wasn't born with these traits. Being great was something he did every day. What we learned is that we should always strive for greatness. Being great isn't a gift. You can choose. Every day when the sun comes up through your window, you have to decide what to do. This morning, you can either roll back into bed or get up with a plan, picking the second option. Marcus did that, and that's the start of your path to success. How can we use this in our everyday lives? There's no need to climb mountains every day. It's in the little things. Making the choice to talk less and listen more. Deciding to be patient instead of angry in traffic, or to concentrate on the job at hand instead of getting sidetracked by social media's never-ending scroll. These decisions may not seem important at first, but they add up. We don't become great all at once like Marcus. The small, steady steps we take are what lead us to greatness. Enjoy this trip. In realizing that every day is a chance to become a better person. It's not easy to follow this path, but know that the reward is a strong, purposeful life, a lot like the calm ruler who still inspires us today. Number 4, focus on what truly matters. Imagine that your life is a messy room full of things that stand for your daily tasks, wants, and distractions. Let's get inspired by Marcus Aurelius and use his smarts to fix this mess we're in now. Simply put, cleaning up this room is the next step to becoming great. How, though? By always focused on what's important. Think about a day in your life. In the big picture of your life, how important is what you do? A lot of the time, we're overloaded with commitments and chores that don't really add much value. They're like those little things that we keep on our shelves and never use. It's time to be tough and ask, is this necessary? Whenever you're about to start something new, this has nothing to do with being cold or heartless. It's about giving your time and energy some thought. Here's the real trick, though. As soon as you get rid of the unnecessary, you'll notice something amazing. Your ability to focus on and do well at what's important goes through the roof. No longer are you a jack of all trades, master of none, but a focused person who is getting better at what they do, no matter what that is. Now, when there are so many things to do, being able to focus is not only useful, it's a talent. You're not slacking off if you do less. You are carefully choosing where to focus your efforts so that they have the most effect. Remember that every note related to something not important is a yes to something important. Let's decide what to do. Keep track. Number 5, reflect every day. Making it a habit to reflect every day is like holding up a mirror to your inner world. It shows you truths and insights that you might miss in the busyness of normal life. We're not writing down the events of the day. It's a trip of self-reflection, a quiet talk with oneself. Imagine that at the end of each day you took a step back and looked deeply into your experiences, thoughts, and feelings. It's not enough to just tell you what happened. They want to know why you acted the way you did, what made you feel that way, and how your deeds fit with your core values. It means looking for patterns in the way you act, figuring out what sets you off, and knowing your skills and weaknesses. This daily practice is meant to change not only your awareness, but also your very being, leading you to live a more careful and deliberate life. This habit is easy for everyone to pick up and has deep meaning. There are no special tools or conditions needed. All you need is some quiet time to think, either before bed or first thing in the morning. Pick a time that works for you. Being honest and open with yourself is more important than writing a great book. This practice is beautiful because it is easy and has the power to change things. Over time, you'll notice a change. Your thoughts and actions will become clearer, your ideals will become more aligned, and you'll have a better understanding of the world and yourself. Every day, think. And you're not just getting by, you're getting better at living. Number 6, people as they are. Life throws us a lot of different people. Each one has a special role to play in the big story of life. Marcus Aurelius, who was a master of Stoic thought, knew this and decided to accept things as they were instead of getting angry. This is a change in thinking that would be very helpful in today's busy world. When you meet someone who bothers you, don't get mad or annoyed. Instead, take a moment to see them as an important part of the variety of human experience. It looks like a puzzle. Each piece fits in its own way, even the ones that don't seem to be in line. At first look, accepting someone doesn't mean you agree with or approve of the way they act. To accept their part in life's bigger picture is all it means. This way of doing things has a quiet power. It frees you from the tiring loop of judging and getting angry. Think about how much mental room and energy you could get back if you stopped fighting with every difficult personality and just accepted them as they are. You don't agree with what they're doing. Your permission to stay at peace inside, no matter what happens outside, is what you're doing. This does not mean inaction. In fact, you can choose to put your inner peace ahead of problems in the outside world. Remember that you, like everyone else, have more than one job to do, in the same way that you might have trouble with how someone else acts. Someone might think that what you're doing is against this. Empathy and understanding grow when people recognize each other. It serves as a strong warning that we're all navigating this complicated world together, with our own unique traits and habits. Accepting these different kinds of people not only makes you more tolerant, but it also helps you learn more about what it means to be human. This habit, which comes from Stoicism, has always been a good way to grow as a person and find peace in a world that is always changing. Number 7. Forgive yourself and others. Allowing yourself and others to forget is more than just a nice thing to do. As great as Marcus Aurelius was, this is a core habit that can make your life better. Life today is like a jigsaw puzzle, with all the people, choices, and things we do. Sometimes everything fits just right. Sometimes they are pushed into places they don't belong. The power of forgiveness changes our story when we mess up or when someone else lets us down. Think about this. Because you slept too late, you're late for a very important meeting. The old you might be mean to yourself all day, but the new Stoic made you think. You own up to your mistake and try to improve. Next time, maybe set 2 alarms and move on. This is forgiving yourself, letting go of the weight of self-blame that holds you down. In this case, you should treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a friend. It's simple to stay angry and resentful, but what good does that do? Like Marcus Aurelius, he believed that people could forgive even when they had betrayed someone. We can choose to let go of these bad feelings. This doesn't mean you agree with what happened or have forgotten about it. Instead, you free yourself from the weight of anger. Putting down a heavy bag that you've been carrying for a long time is like giving up. Then all of a sudden you feel lighter, more flexible, and ready to face the day with a clear head and a light heart. Forgiving others isn't just a good thing to do, it has to do with living a more peaceful and worthwhile life. Number 8. Restore your balance. Sometimes life is like a dance, other times it's messy. Marcus Aurelius, who was a wise and calm ruler, knew this. He did not preach beauty, but strength. Picture your life as music. We're in tune sometimes we're not. That's living. What do we do when the beat stops? We get back into the groove. This isn't about being very strict with yourself. Kind correction is what it's about. Like an artist tuning their instrument. You forget to do your workout and then catch up the next day. You also yell at someone, say sorry, and start over. We are not defined by the wrong step we take, but by how quickly we get back on track. Marcus used to think about what a blessing it is to be living, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love when you wake up in the morning. Maybe not in these exact words. That's a call to welcome every day, no matter what went wrong the day before. We should be proud of being human and being able to get back to the flow of life. Every morning is a new chance, a new beat to the song we're already singing. Failures are a part of life, not something to hide. This is about seeing them for what they are and how they help us grow. What does this have to do with today? plain and simple. Take in note of the fall. Get better and learn more. Did something at work not go as planned? Think about what went wrong. But don't stay there. Use it as a ramp. You lost your cool. Figure out why, and make things right. It means being aware of the present moment and ready to get back into the flow of life. This habit of getting back to a beat is about being strong, about how to enjoy the trip, plus how to know that being perfect isn't the point. It's living fully. Remember that the fall is not important. What matters is getting back up. That's the end of our journey with Marcus Aurelius and the power of Stoicism to change things. Number 9, practice gratitude and virtue accept. Being grateful and having good character is like painting a board with shades of gray and then adding bright colors. You should remember that there is always something to be thankful for, even when things are bad, a lesson to be learned or a trait to get better at. This habit isn't about ignoring how bad things are, but about looking for the bright side, no matter how small it may be. Beginning with thanks, being thankful is simple when things are going well. It's hard to find reasons to be thankful when everything is going wrong. It's kind of like a game where you have to find secret treasures in the dark. One easy way could be to enjoy a warm cup of coffee on a dreary morning, as well as recognizing how nice it is to have a friend who listens. This isn't about ignoring that you have problems. It's about changing your attention. You're teaching your mind to be strong and tough by doing this, no matter what goes wrong. Let's look at what virtue means. In a world that is always trying to change you, staying true to your values is a brave thing to do. There are chances to show a virtue in every situation, whether it's honesty, courage, or kindness. It's like being a sports star in real life. You can show how moral you are with every task. Even if you don't win every time, each time you try, you get stronger, better, and more like the person you want to be. Remember that it's not about the praise or the applause. It means being sure that you are living your life as truly as you can. So, as you go through life, make sure you paint your path with praise and kindness. It might not be easy all the time, but it will be worth it. You can be your best self at any given time and make the ordinary into the extraordinary. Being great like Marcus Aurelius isn't the only reason to do this habit. It has to do with making your own way to greatness. Take one step at a time. Number 10. Put your ideals into action. Marcus Aurelius was a strong example of a truth. Great ideas should be lived, not just thought about. What does this mean for us in the busy world we live in now? It's about making what you do matter more. It's simple to say that you are kind, honest, or work hard. Marcus taught us, though, that the real challenge is to really and regularly do these things every day. Being true to your ideas means making decisions that are in line with your values, no matter what you're doing, as a student, a worker, or a parent, even when things get tough. Let us now talk about having an impact. In conclusion, you can make a difference even if you're not a ruler or a famous person. No matter how small what you do makes a difference in the pond of life. By making the choice to be honest and kind, people around you can learn a lot from you. This isn't about trying to get noticed. It means standing up for what you believe in without making a fuss. Always keep in mind that becoming a good person like Marcus is a process, not a goal. Every day, you should try to be better. Not about being all good. If you mess up, you should learn from it and move on. You can live a truly great life if you never stop working on yourself and putting your ideas into action. Remember that this deep dive is just the start if it stirred something in you. There is a way for you to become great right now, and we are here to help you find it. Notification bells on for quick hits like, if this resonated with you, we'll make sure you don't miss out on the trip ahead. We're about to do some fun and interesting research into Stoicism that you'll want to see. Let's talk in the comments before you leave. Share your ideas, your wins, and your failures with Stoicism. It's not just a show, it's a community, and your ideas are what make it unique. The next part of this series will show you how to put Stoicism into practice in real life. Watch out. Keep calm. Don't forget that being truly great is about the road, not just the end goal. I'm glad you joined our group of Stoics. Have a nice day.